let's ask you quickly something around operational efficiency. You spoke about transporters using empty returns trips to support SA harvest operations. I mean, obviously, that's probably the greatest amount of support that you get. Could you clarify how transport companies practically align their scheduling with SA harvest food rescue logistics? So that's the first part. And secondly, does it significantly change their routing or add complexity? Because obviously that's the question that will arise. I'm quite happy to help you if it's on the A to B trip that I was going to do, but if I've got to go past F, who's going to cover that cost, or whatever the case may be. So you happy with that Ozzy?
Absolutely, Gavin. So the short answer is that we're busy building a tech platform. It's going to be quite complicated, from a data sharing point of view on how logistics guys have sight of where we have possible food to pick up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, what we're looking at right now, I mean, once again, thanks to RFA, it's really about, declaring where we have a certain amount of food within our value stream, and for RFA to send that message out and to see who's aligned and whose route it is, because I do feel we've got to be smart about this. And if we don't align with specific routes that the guys are traveling, it's going to take away of the effort, and it's going to start costing a little bit, and then your Section 8 days, the value of that gets depleted. So a big focus for.
Sorry, carry on.
And just a big focus for SA Harvest in my team across the country is to find as much data as possible. We're mapping things that we want to share with you guys at a later stage. The seasonality of fresh produce, etc. We will have a proper data set that we can share of what we expect to pick up where in the value chain and when.
I think one of the questions that would arise, I mean, if I was involved in scheduling my fleet, is there foreseeability? Is there future? Can you see? Are you able to say, well, not just today, it's not just the crisis today, we might have something 2, 3 or 4 or a week in advance? Is that also possible? Do you think that system you're going to create would be able to do that? Because obviously that would be number one, really.
Absolutely. And that is exactly what we're busy building at the moment.
Okay.
Cool. I think if I could just add on that, Gavin, sorry, before we move on, the only way that we can really counter the variability of transport requirement is to try and align it with the variability of the food supply. So currently a large proportion, and I almost want to go to the extent of all the transport that's currently provided to SA Harvest, is requested on an ad hoc nature.
Yeah.
I think the real way to try and work for technology is always great, but you can only slot technology over a human process. What really is the way for us to look forward going is to try and have levels of partnership to say that we do not require a dedicated fleet, but this is a pool area of availability, to almost say that if the transporter initiate the action from the transporter side, I'm running an empty leg back from Johannesburg to Cape Town, SA Harvest, do you have any food for us to transport during that time? So almost to collaborate in both the need and supply of that supply chain channel.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think everyone gets the idea. This isn't a scheduled, movement of frozen veggies.
100%.
Yeah. This when it goes wrong, just like that little diesel spill, when it goes wrong, you've got to find, the actors there and then as ad hoc as it could be, I suppose.